Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the breakfast show. Now, I hope you all had a good weekend of a good rest after the Malaysia Day, and some of you would have got an opportunity to check out our Malaysia Day special. And thank you for those of you who have supported our Trade VSA and subscribe to our product, and also of course for those of you who are current SmartRobie user and been sharing that with your friend, watch out for the latest version. SmartRobie should be out, and right now we are currently doing the backend, a lot of the testing, and will be available for a new look and feel of SmartRobie. So let's take a look at what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show with SmartRobie. And of course, many of you have known where the market is. Let me just switch to a wider chart here, and you could see this morning, if I just look at SmartRobie, the KLCI, and you all know the KLCI is reacting pretty much to what we've seen in the Dow Jones. And of course, that is also in the line with foreign funds continue to live this market going at a higher interest rate, and that's why we're seeing the ringgit is also been wall up hitting 4.5. So right now you can see the market after hitting the red pentagon. You can see that red pentagon, the market turned down. But what was the telltale sign was the upthrust. Notice the upthrust, right? And the first the takeover of the upthrust was a good one. That was on 28th of August. However, there was no follow through, right? And then we see another upthrust around the 11th of September, and then we saw a red pentagon. So no surprises, the market is breaking lower in here. So what do we have, and what can we do as an investor, as a trader in this manner in here? So we're going to be checking out a couple of strategies here, and one of them, of course, on today's sharing is that we need to be aware of where the market is heading right now. Is the KLCI is reversing lower due to the higher inflation, and that number they were looking for was 8.0. Instead, it came out at 8.3. And that number remaining to be very stubborn, and the market didn't like it, and as such the market continued to sell off, and our KLCI market also sold off. Now also the foreign fund, we do have net outflow right now. That is also due to the stronger interest rate that we are seeing in US, so more money is likely to flow back in there, and we are seeing foreign fund leaving. And we'll take a look at those chart which is available on the VSA 360. And thank you for coming this morning in here, and thank you for sharing this video in your timeline. Thank you for support, and give us a thumb up for continue of the good show they are putting on. So right now, as I said before, with the KLCI market remaining on sideways, it's always best as a beginner to stick to the Robie FA list. At least that's provide some sort of a dividend coverage in here while the market is undergoing market volatility. Highly rated some of those stocks in here, and powered by Pentagon Guider, which able to indicate whether it's up or down, like we have seen in here. Just let me switch to a wider chart in here. Very foretell sign of where the market is. You can see this was at a 10-15 chart. Market already started to break right to the low side. VSA, a creator by Tom Williams in here, follower of Smart Money in here, and we can replicate that through our SmartRobie apps also. Now, of course, those of you who are following our real money in here, we have cut loss 2 of our trade, D-Sonic at IJ in here. So check it out through the QR code on top here for the episode 189, right? And of course, there are some winners. Some of these are penny stock winner. You can see SDS, Pertama, and Pertama Digital, Coraza, and YBS. So you can just type in SBS and SB. Is it SDS? That's right, SDS, and you can check out some of the stocks in here. These are like really quick running, quick jumping kind of stocks. You could see, of course, after the red pentagon that you see there at the most technical this morning, the red pentagon finally came out, okay? And on top there, hitting 64 cents. That was a good one. You can see some of these penny stocks has a good stage of smart money being able to push it out in here. No doubt you will ask the question, is this a good time to go back in? And usually my take is that this kind of stock is best avoid if you are a beginner, and usually we want to keep to those stocks that have some sort of FA behind it, I think is always best. But of course, if you're more experienced, you can trade this. This is certainly another area to look at. So check out some of the September 14 Pentagon winner and loser in here and see what you can learn from those green Pentagon. Now, of course, let's take a look at our previously Pentagon guided, which was green, now has turned red Pentagon. The KLCI has broken below the 1470. All right, so you can see once it broke below the 1470 here, and you would definitely see this market is going through some sort of a stress and pressure, right? The 1410 will be the next support. You can see from top here, let me just switch to a wider chart here. And you could see this red Pentagon, and the early one was this upthrust. We got one upthrust, two upthrust, three. So one of the sign you will normally see is the four-tail sign is the upthrust. Usually the upthrust will come out in a couple of days, then the market will turn. And then we did have one here. You can see this upthrust, the market turned. So there was some already so-called leading indicator in here. Now, for those of you who have learned VSA from our masterclass, would have known upthrust is one of the strongest sign of weakness in here. All right, you may say, hey, how about this one in here, Martin, right? This one, again, we did want to uptake, but of course on the weaker background, and we said that many times before. The month of September, you are the one of the more bearish month, and no surprises, this September is no difference in it. Of course, for those of you who have healed it, probably may do some defensive trading or investing here to take stock, or perhaps maybe just stay out of the market. So right now the KLCI railway track is also turning down. Keep that in mind. And together with that, we are going right now to from a stage 3, or almost like a stage 1 we were expecting. If it does break above the 1500, where the market need to validate itself that it can go higher, it did not. The market broke through, and there was no third time breakout in here. And of course, some of the news that is behind it was also due to the US CPI figure that causes the market to break down. Of course, that are the big brother, so small brother, smaller brother like the KLCI in. So the upthrust was that shown, or that hint of the market weaknesses that you've seen here. Right now, the 1470 market has broken. Of course, we did say the support right now at 1410. That will leave the fate of the GE15 unknown for the time being until we find some sort of support level in here. So right now, the GE15 should be announced, and of course, that will be the catalyst. I think eventually, just give it a few more days, the media or the press will turn to the October, I think the 2nd of October, which is the budget, will be that driving force. And we have right now 4 down bars. Okay, so normally 4 down bars, the market will turn back like we see in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 down bar, the market pull back up. So 4 bar, 5, 6, it will turn back up soon. So those of you who are turning short, remember to recover to your FK. Now on this chart itself, you can see the September month on our VSA 360 is already a leading indicator that probably tell you, and no surprises, September months going back to 2016, we have seen some of the most bearish month in here. October will be a better month to come back in here again, so keep that in mind. And net outflow from our VSA 360, courtesy of it, you can see 3 down red outflow that also signifying this market here. You can see 2 net inflows that's coming in here, the green one, then the market go up. When the net outflow goes down, that's where the KLCI also turned down. So right now we are seeing net outflow, and to this morning, this net outflow is also something that is confirmed again as you see this market continue to go flow out in here. Now turning our attention, especially if you are a beginner, stick to the Robie FA fundamental analysis collection idea on the 12th and the 5th of September, and also 29th of August. Those has pretty much hold on despite what we saw the market turning. So that's why for those of you who are beginner, we highly ask for those of you to look into the fundamental. At least you do look at some dividend. So we'll check out some of these stocks that we have talked about it early on, going back to as early as 22nd of August, which is about 3 weeks ago. That's right. So we were talking about last week we did talk about Genting Plantation, B Auto, Amanda, Globetronics, and Matrix. So let's take a look at them in here. Now, last week on the 12th of September, episode 188, and this morning we are episode 189, the Genting Plantation, we were able to pick it up around 656, 12th of September, and you could see right now, oh, let me just go back that again, the market is at 632. Now also take note, the MS, the market stages indicator, are already turning red here. As soon as you can see, turn red here, and then that's why we have the red pentagon. So railway track is also turning down. So but it does have support here, 632. Let's see how the market is. Let's take a look at Genting Plantation from the chart here, switching to a wider chart and hit that one. So we want to see the fundamentals, okay, for Genting. 4% dividend, 4.5% dividend with a PE of 9 times, which is almost at sector average. ROE slightly lower than the sector average, around at 15%. Okay, definitely a big market cap at 5.6 billion in large cap stocks in here. Okay, that's for last Monday. And something going back to 5th of September, episode 187, we were talking about B Auto, right? And remember at that time, market stages did hit the yellow. Haven't spiked up yet, but right now he has spiked up, right? So the market picked it up at 179, and this morning did hit, or last Friday did hit 194. That is a potential profit of 8.3%, giving it a gross profit or gross gain of 418 from a $5,000 trade. For those of you who had this, congratulations in here. And we can also look at B Auto, right? B Auto is one of those good fundamental stocks. So you can see in here 4.8% dividend. So make sure you download a copy of SmartRobie at a PE of 11 times, which is still cheaper actually. And ROE, remember sector average is 15.1. Here you're getting a 31%, almost 2 times. Now market stages is already spiked up, so be ready to take profit. We got 3 or 4 more bars from me in here. Normally it's always try to get a bit, and those for you who are with the 8.3% or maybe less than 5%, that's not too bad. But do bear in mind the railway track is still up, so trend is still pointing up. Another stock we were talking about is Amada from the 29th of August, and that is a rated 3 out of 8 in here. The market stages has crossed above zero line in here. So this market will likely to go through very choppy sign. Railway track is still up. Pick it up at 14.5 cents. Did go up to 44 cents. 8.6% gain, or a possible so-called gross profit of a gross gain of 430 ringgit from a 5K trade. All right. So that's a pretty good one on 29. Despite the market is the Robie FA stock able to hold on to its good fundamental, giving it a nice dividend in here. Matrix Concept is another strong one here. Let's take a look at Matrix Concept here. So hit that one. And you can see stock fundamental for Matrix Concept, which is the 5 out of 8. PE of almost 9 times with the sector average about 19, ROE of 11 while the sector average is 14, so it's doing above well, and a dividend of 5.3% in here, pretty much compared to the sector only 2% in here. So you can see the matrix was picked up on 228 and hit 241 of potential gross gain of 5.7%, or a gross amount of 285 ringgit from a $5,000 trade. Right now the market is pulled back, so railway track still up, trend is still pointing upwards. Okay, so you can check it out through our Robie FA stocks. New lists will be coming up. Some of those may have come out around the Robie. Of course, those of you who are using our VSA 360, you can get in even earlier as during the intraday if you pick up some of those which are strong on the FA list in here. VSA 360 providing the intraday alert. As I said before, this is definitely one of our new feature that bear in mind. So let's take a look at some stocks we have this morning on our Robie FA. Hitting our Robie FA list here, we have 2 in mind. Affine, which is the 5185, and also Samcam. These are the two stocks that we are picking up. So let's take a look at the first one. Is Samcam. Samcam has been moving up sideways, did hit the 11th of September, right? And let's take on 5147, hit that bar, and look at the stock fundamentals. Did try to go higher, of course, on the backdrop, the market pullback. This morning is down 1.3% in here. Paying 5% dividend with a PE of 5 times, while the sector average is 21. So this one is definitely kind of undervalued. With the PE at $1 at 7.5 times, giving it a $1 potential of 31%. Can it go up to $1? Yet to be seen. But right now, this is one of those stocks which have that potential in here. Next is the Affine Bank here. Affine Bank. Range bound, did a green pentagon, but take note, it has a red pentagon in here, but we did pick it because of the interest rate rise. So this stocks there. Let's take a look at Affine right now, and if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, do pencil those in there, and I'll be happy to look into those in here. And thank you for those of you who are sharing. So let's take a look at Affine. Right, Affine, and the stocks fundamental for Affine is 7%, and this will be the play on the financial sector, especially the theme where interest rate is being rise, dividend of 6% and a PE of 6%. Okay, 6% dividend, 6% ROE. Isn't that great compared to the sector average of 12 times? Stock wise, you can see turn red pentagon here, but if it does hold this level in here, that's going to be good. This market is still up 1% because of the falling in here, and at 210. So those are the two stocks we are looking at. Of course, next week we will come back and re-look at that and some of those stocks. Early on that we talk about whether Genting Plantation, Matrix, B Auto has moved up or not. So it's a summary. Let's looking at a summary for this morning in here. The market had reversed lower, breaking the 1470 level in here. As I said before, the GE15 theme will probably have a little bit of catalyst once the talk about the budget 2023, which will be in the first week of October. Then onwards, the likelihood of the theme will be on GE15. We will do some coverage also on GE15 for our members and also for the public in here, for those of you who is following. Remember, month of September is bearish over the last 6 years, and we know this through our VSA 360. Robie FA list will allow you, like those stocks where we talk about, and a couple of two stocks previously, will give you some good dividend while waiting for the longer term. And especially if you are the beginner, do consider some of these Robie FA stocks. Red Pentagon is already here. Exit and honor your trading plan for those of you who are trading according to some sort of a plan in here. Overall market sentiment remained to be very bearish. Focus on the Robie FA stocks. Now, of course, for those of you who are our members, the 20-day trading challenge does give a lot of opportunity to our intraday trades, and these are some of the past winners that we did even on the month of June, where the market was bearish. They were able to make 28, 23 and 13% in here. For those of you who are wanted to become more focused trading, and this is another way in here, and we want to showcase to you, of course, on our members. We will be doing Members Day on the 24th of September, so we'll see face to face at Cheetah Mall at one of the coffee shops in here. So scan for this location here if you are members, and if you have done some of the requirement that we talk about the member progress, and we will invite you for our members. So check it out in here. Do inquire Zach at 0102669761 for more details in here. And of course, for those of you who have supported us, we thank you for your support through our masterclass in here. Sign up for 1 year and a 12-month membership in here, and at least able to access many of the things that we talk about in here. Our continuing live Facebook education proceed, and this coming Wednesday I will take you through our stock alert, one of our new feature we talk about in here. So check me again at 9:30 and I'll be here with you again, or if not, stand a chance to use our new features of our VSA 360 through our Google review. Just give us a feedback and some of the takeaway that you learned this morning here and stand a chance to win in our Google review. All right, 1,000 ringgit free month subscription in here. Stand you a chance in here, and you can also sign up for our daily newsletter. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel in here. And for those of you who are ready to get hold of our VSA 360 for our second quarter release in here, sign up for our program, and we thank you for your support for those of you who have did. And we have 3 new things we will be talking for this month of September: the visual trading plan, the stock alert, personal stock alert notification, and the risk to reward ratio, all in VSA 360 in here. And thank you again for those of you who have given us a good support, good review in our Google. All right, right now we're going to be going to some of the stock review that you have, and those of you who have in here, I'll be happy to look at that. But right now, as I said before, pretty easy with this market condition in here. Some of those longer term stocks you might want to hang on will be those who have good FA Robie rating stocks in here. Okay, so with that, thank you for coming this morning in here, and I'll see you on Wednesday in our live FB. And don't forget to share and subscribe to our Telegram for all schedule, for all activities that will benefit you and help you to become a trader and trade smarter every time. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support again. Bye bye.